It's time for Did You Watch It?
How does this show work? We watch what we like, we talk about what we watched, and maybe you'll like what you hear. I'm Liz.
I'm Isabel.
And I'm Neil.
Last night we watched episode 1 of The Amazing Race, season 26. The show aired on Wednesday, February 25th, 2015. Here's what we thought about it.
Before we begin our coverage of the 26th season of The Amazing Race, I wish to start this episode by personally going on record, expressly stating my disagreement and disassociation with any and all comparisons made by anyone, whether seriously or in jest, between The Amazing Race and the Bachelor franchise.
Duly noted, my friend.
On this side of the street, there are no roses. There are no cocktail parties. There are no one-on-ones, no visits to anyone's hometown to visit the family, and especially no live studio audience chiming in with their opinions. There are detours. There are roadblocks. There are fast-forwards, U-turns, and pit stops. This, ladies and gentlemen, was, is, and always will be The Amazing Race. So let's meet the teams.
Woo!
Yes.
So we have Mike and Rochelle from Traverse City, Michigan, and Kalkaska, Michigan.
Aren't they the truck stop love team?
And he's also a pro wrestling promoter, we find out.
Really?
Yes. And she is a contract engineer.
And she does roller derby as well.
Yeah, they're just a cool couple, I gotta say.
We have Allie and Steve, who have been dating 7 months, from Milwaukee and Boston, respectively. They are Olympic athletes. Allie won bronze in short track speed skating in Vancouver, and Steve won 2 bronzes in bobsledding in Sochi.
Cute couple.
We have Libby and CJ, who have known each other for 15 years, but have been dating for 10, from Tuskegee, Alabama.
Oh, Lord, there's a truckload to say about those two.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
There is.
Which we'll get to, I'm sure, a little bit later. Can you say commitment phobic?
We have Harley and Jonathan, who've been dating 7 years, both from New York City. Harley is a personal trainer, and Jonathan is actually Jonathan Knight from New Kids on the Block.
Yes.
Oh.
NKOTB in the house.
What she said. We have Jeff and Lyda, who have known each other for 20 years, but have been dating for 4. Jeff is from McCall, Idaho. Lyda is from Scottsdale, Arizona. He is a pilot. She's a flight attendant.
Kind of a cute story, right?
It is.
I love it.
And our final dating couple, we have Matt and Ashley, who have known each other for 10 years. They've been dating for 3 from Scarsdale, Arizona, and they are both hairstylists.
Yeah. We've got a lot to say about those two as well, but that comes later.
Yeah, definitely.
And now we start with our blind dates. We have Jelani and Jenny. Jelani is from New York City, Jenny is from Los Angeles, and guess what? They're both lawyers.
Oh, Lord.
Bergen and Kurt. Bergen is from Sunnyvale, and he's a human resources project manager.
Woo-hoo! Representing.
And Kurt is from Butler, Kentucky, and is a pageant consultant. Because, why not?
A match made in heaven. Wouldn't you agree? I mean, just their hair alone was just amazing.
They both had the same kind of hairdo thing going on, didn't they?
Yeah, totally.
Mm-hmm. Devo with bleach. Anyway. We have Blair and Haley. Haley is from St. Petersburg, Florida, and is a registered nurse. Blair is from Jacksonville, Florida, and is a Navy physician.
And is wound really tight.
Yeah, believe me, I got a lot to say about Blair and Haley.
Right.
Haley is just, yeah. Haley.
Haley. Jeff and Jackie. Jackie is from Las Vegas and is a professional dancer. Of course!
Of course she is.
And Jeff is from Tampa and is a sales account executive.
And they were really cute together.
They are. Didn't they show her in her Vegas showgirl costume with all the the headdress and stuff?
Different enough to really kind of make it interesting.
And finally, we have Laura and Tyler. Laura is from LA and is a talent booker. Tyler is from Santa Monica, California, and is a mobile app developer. Nerd in the house. Love it.
Yeah.
We start the race with a mud run for tickets to Tokyo. The teams had to run through a rather muddy, rather damp, rather disgusting obstacle course and then drive to the airport.
That's gotta be fun.
This mud run was muddy, dirty, with a couple of things thrown in there for good measure that kind of caught me by surprise.
I actually did a mud run at Castaic Lake.
Yeah?
Back in 2010.
Izzy, that's awesome.
Okay.
You get really dirty.
Yeah.
And wet. And cold.
Yeah.
Did you get sick after?
No, I didn't. I brought a change of clothes and, jumped back in the lake to wash off and
I bet your skin was beautiful afterwards.
I'm sure I didn't put it on my face though. I should have.
Okay. So at the end of the race, they were basically competing to be one of the 8 teams on the first flight, and there were 3 teams that were going to be on the second flight, which left 45 minutes later. The winner of the first leg gets an express pass, and we also find out that there is a U-turn on this leg of the race.
Okay, and this is one thing I wanted to ask you a question about. Have they typically done express pass on the first leg and U-turn on the first leg?
Yes to the express pass. They've done that the last couple seasons.
Okay.
I think this is the first time they've done the U-turn this early on.
Okay.
Because last season they had an express pass on the first leg.
Okay.
Personally, I had to boo the ice bath. I was fine with everything up until the ice bath.
What on earth? An ice bath after you've been through that muddy mess? Like, talk about a shock to the system.
Oh, it
was just
totally
wrong.
Is.
Oh,
totally
that
is.
Was just wrong.
I mean, I figured, okay, fine with water, but I guess they just had to up the ante just a little bit.
I guess, but man.
Yeah, boo.
But no, it does affect your system. You just kind of like freeze. Literally.
Right?
No pun
it's
intended.
It's like a heart
but
attack
you
waiting
do.
to happen.
It's a shock. You're like, oh my God. Your body's like, what the hell just happened? It doesn't want to move.
Yeah.
So Matt and Ashley came in first. Jeff and Jackie came in second. Laura and Tyler came in third. The 3 teams that were on the later flight, we have Haley and Blair, Mike and Rochelle, and Libby and CJ. They did get to actually shower and clean up before they got in the cars. It's a night flight, so they had time.
True.
Well, and here comes my first Haley comment. Because, she describes herself as kind of a silly little blonde, right? We all pretty much knew that she was telling the truth, but then when she made the diarrhea comment, I really knew. I was like,
actually,
really,
I totally
Haley?
missed that comment. But I did hear her say that she has high maintenance tendencies. And I thought, that's not good.
Right? I mean, she does. You can tell that just by the way she was going through the process. But then she's looking at Blair and she's like, yeah, it's kind of like diarrhea. Really?
Oh.
It's your first date. Who says diarrhea on a first date?
Hello, they're medical people.
It doesn't matter.
That's true, they are. I'm sure they've seen it
Diarrhea
all.
is not a big thing to them.
Well, you see how kind of high maintenance she is, right? I just wouldn't have picked her to say diarrhea. I just wouldn't.
Well, I think Blair was really trying to keep his cool because everyone's just trying to get through this thing first because they want to get on the first flight and get going. And she was very gingerly passing through things like, no, honey, this is not the time to be careful.
Dive.
They had to catch the plane to Tokyo, Japan, and then make their way to Kanda Myogen, which is a shrine, to get their next clue. This is week 1, but I've already named some of these teams.
Okay, let's hear it.
They absolutely deserve it.
Okay.
I'm calling Blair and Haley Team Bedpan.
I like it.
Not so much because of her, but definitely because of him.
How so?
Note to Liz, this is the guy you should have a problem with, not Jim from the Tooth Fairies. After the obstacle course, he referred to Haley as this one. Do you remember when he was saying, I was waiting for this one over here.
Yeah, I think he might have forgotten her name, quite frankly.
Well, they just met like not even 20 minutes ago.
Yeah.
Well, it's like I was waiting for her pronouns, people. Pronouns.
Yeah, not this one. You're right.
I know, right? It was a little...
this lovely lady, not this one. And then on the drive to the airport, playing the whole guess how old I am game.
Oh, and then he's insulted that she guessed like 4 years older than he actually was.
It's like, really, dude? Get up here.
Wow.
Walk into my world.
Yeah.
And then you can talk. That's what I'm saying.
If you're going to get upset that someone could potentially guess you as the wrong age, then don't even bother asking.
Ask,
just outright say.
Yeah, shut the hell up.
So true.
Oh my God. During most of this leg, the single sentence I'm reading in his face every time I see him with her is, will you please stop talking?
Oh, right?
Yeah.
Well, and it's true, because she was just Gabby.
True.
They arrived in Tokyo, and they got lost on the way to the shrine, and they stopped and asked for directions. Blair admitted that he was wrong about where they went, which motivated Haley to get in front of the camera and just acknowledge to everybody that she was right. Then I was the one that was saying, will you please stop talking?
And he said, too, he called it. He's like, which she's totally going to remind me of anytime she gets a chance. And sure enough, she totally did.
I'm calling Bergen and Kurt the Kens.
For obvious reasons. Okay, I like that. It's cute.
I like that one, too.
Harley and Jonathan are going to be the old kids, because, let's be real.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Ain't new.
The old kids on the block?
It's either old kids or old block.
Oh!
Wow. Okay.
Note to Jackie, I know you're in Tokyo, but damn it, that was not Godzilla in the cab with you, so just calm down, please.
Yeah, but that was pretty big, unless the camera had the, enlarging lens on it.
I think it was just a zoom, that's all.
Really? It wasn't like the size of your palm?
If it wasn't driving, there's no reason to react that way.
Probably that big.
Yeah, if you don't like bugs, I can see why.
So they get to the shrine, and it's a detour. They have to choose between Sinking Steps or Samurai Sake. In Sinking Steps, teams have to match the robotic slow-motion choreography of the Japanese techno-pop music group World Order.
Was this the coolest thing ever? I loved these dudes.
There's been a lot of cool things.
Yeah.
I don't know about ever.
I loved it. I thought it was awesome.
Yeah, no, it was good. It was very good, because after I finished, and I was doing some of the stuff, it's like, hey, I can do that stuff.
Hey, 1, 2, 3, 4. What?
We saw that routine so many times that I think I was like, maybe I could learn it. I could have done this in maybe 3 takes. So
yeah, well, see, I ain't that brave. And then in Samurai Sake, teams had to memorize the names of 10 sakes, take a drink order from a table of samurai, and then relay their order to their partner in the bar so that he could pick the sake and hand it to them. But the problem was, and we didn't find out until it actually started, there were 120 bottles of sake the other team member had to choose from.
It's ridiculous. How could anybody do this?
We had 2 teams do it on the first take.
I'm serious.
Yeah.
And one of them was that old kid. So I give him props for that.
He did a great job.
Well, that's got to be a tough one to remember because none of the characters look familiar to anyone. If it was any of the Romance languages, we probably would have been able to figure it out. And then after a long ass flight and trying to get your head in the game,
just the pronunciation, all that.
Sure.
Yeah.
I'm starting to see Jenny's law degree kick in as they were working out the dance routine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because she was getting kind of, come on, we're going to do this. It's like,
I think they did a really good job, though, because they kind of stuck it out and, kind of encouraged each other. And I thought she was, a little annoying with what she was saying, but I think she was really patient with him. She didn't make him feel bad.
Yeah.
So I thought that was cool.
She wasn't creating anxiety in what she was saying. It was more supportive.
Yeah.
So I give her credit for that.
Definitely.
Libby needs to give the marriage talk a rest and work on her navigation skills.
Ugh. Libby just needs to give everything a rest. I mean, if she complained about one more thing...
Oh, no, I think in their cases, they've never traveled anywhere outside the U.S.
In 15 years?
Yeah, I don't think either of them has really done much traveling. I mean, say for maybe their state, maybe the neighboring state, but outside the continental U.S., nah.
Oh, yeah,
I don't think they've been anywhere. So to be thrown into Japan, which is just, woo, completely different.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Completely different language. You can't, I mean, things are in English and stuff, but no, it's just a complete
Yeah, they definitely were having a hard time, figuring out how are they going to communicate, how do things work here, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, totally. And they don't even know how to use public transportation. Didn't they say, we don't have no subways back in Alabama, and we've never used them? I thought, oh, no.
Culture shocking.
No kidding. Big time.
So, Jeff and Jackie finished first with Samurai Sake.
Mm-hmm.
The old kids finished second with Samurai Sake.
Jelani and Jenny finished third with Sinking Steps.
So after the detour, they had to travel to Wakaba Higashi Park, where there was the blind U-turn. We get all the way through, almost to the very end. Mike and Rochelle managed to finish sinking steps in 10th place.
But here's what I love about these guys, though. He had the best attitude. Like, he was so supportive of her. He knew she was feeling challenged and knew she was getting discouraged. But he just kept just kind of, calming her down. And I just loved that about him. They're starting to be kind of one of my favorite couples.
Already?
Yeah. It's pretty cool.
Isabel with the sideways mouth.
Maybe it'll take me a little bit more time, but I wasn't that big a fan of theirs from the get-go. I don't know. There's something about them. I'm like, I don't know.
I like their attitude. They're just their kind of outlook.
Well, more his outlook. She was just like a sobbing mess at the end, so.
Yeah.
So Mike and Rochelle get to the blind U-turn, and they decide to U-turn Jeff and Lyda because they knew that they were right behind them.
Right.
And it's really kind of the only strategy they could have done, right? Given what was going on.
But then, Jeff and Lyda are still trying to get this sinking steps thing down.
Yeah.
3 hours and 42 minutes later, 23 attempts later,
oh my
they
gosh,
finally get through it. Here's the killer. So then they get to the blind U-turn, they find out they were U-turned, and so they just felt they had to U-turn somebody because, damn it, we're here.
Yeah, right.
What else are we going to do? Because even a drowning man will reach for a thread. So the U-turn, Jeff and Jackie, they're way ahead type of thing. That's all right. But then Jeff and Lyda go back to do Samurai Sake to get it on the first try.
I know, right? It was pretty awesome.
It was great, but...
Wait, didn't they say that they almost did the Samurai Sake to begin with?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
How sad.
I felt bad for him.
I sure
me
did too.
Once they passed the blind U-turn, the clue said they had to go to a parking space in the vicinity of the UDX building in Akihabara. Because I am le roi de recherche. Tokyo is the largest metropolitan area in the world, coming in at almost 38 million people, like Bill said. In comparison, Seoul, which is second, has just over 25 million people, and Los Angeles is actually 16th on the list with just over 13 million.
Okay, so significantly larger.
But I went to the next level because I wanted to find out just how dense these areas were. So in LA, we have 2,800 people per square kilometer.
Okay.
Tokyo's almost double that with 4,800 people per square kilometer. We go back to Seoul, Korea, 17,000 people per square kilometer.
No!
Whoa!
Is the city just built up?
Could have a lot to do with it.
A lot of high rises.
That's a lot of folk.
That's crazy.
Yeah, no kidding.
Once again, we run into that situation where reading the clue is of mass importance.
Oh my gosh.
Okay? Because the
Most
clue
definitely.
said in the vicinity of the UDX building.
I loved the way Jelani and Jenny really broke it down.
It was Jenny, actually.
Fortunately, they broke it down in the cab.
Exactly.
Okay.
They
Jenny
analyzed
was like,
it. They
the
took
clue
it
again?
word by
Read
word.
it again. Yep.
And check this out. Unlike Jeff and Jackie, who broke it down on the elevator coming back from the third level of the parking
After
structure.
they'd spent probably a half hour in there, right?
No kidding.
Yeah.
Jelani and Jenny won the leg. They get the express pass.
Very cool.
Jeff and Jackie came in second. Laura and Tyler came in third. We have to say goodbye to Jeff and Lyda, unfortunately.
Yeah. That was sad.
Well, hey, so the first 3 people that ended the race, they're all the blind date people, aren't they?
Yes.
Yeah.
The blind date people considerably outperformed the long-time dating people.
Right?
Yeah.
That's our time for today. You can follow us on Twitter at @DidTheLetterU.Watch-It. You can also find us at iTunes. Let us know what you think. Thank you for listening.